Hello everyone, Fluffy here, back with another mukbang. Sorry it's been a few days. I know I've been doing every other day, and it's been at least 3 or 4. It's 6:47 p.m. Thursday. So what I have for you today, and excuse the dogs, I guess people are moving around on Thursday. What I have for you today is what we here in Texas call a Frito pie. And I did a close-up, and I'll put it right in here. Delicious Frito pie. Delicious off our plant heirloom tomatoes. Haven't tried them yet. Delicious, right? It's real basic. It's not a pie. You don't bake it or anything. It's almost like chili nachos with Fritos, if I had to describe it. I first learned about it at concession stands at football games. We Texans love our football, especially high school football and things like that. And you can find this at any concession stand. And normally it's the tiny Fritos, but what I got to help myself eat a little bit better on camera, I got the Scoops Fritos. Someone asked me for the recipe, and I said it's really not a recipe. Put Fritos on a plate. You pour on Velveeta cheese, or the concession stand nacho cheese, and actually what they use is the Rico's brand. You know those cans of cheese like you see at Walmart? They even have the smaller cans that are like the size of a can of soup, but usually put them in the number 10 cans. And I know this because I used to work at Sam's Club for a while in the grocery section, and those concession people would come and get them by the case. And they like to use the Rico's because they can add water to it instead of milk to thin it out, and you really have to thin that stuff out. They can get like 3 cans worth out of 1 can. So you spread that on there, and then you put chili, and normally that's it, and then jalapenos, because they also sell nachos, so you can get the jalapenos. So, and that's all you do, y'all, see? And they call that a Frito pie. I think what they're doing nowadays, because I've seen some videos on it, they'll take the individual bags of Frito-Lay, the Fritos, and they'll cut it like a T in it to open it, and they'll use that as the bowl, and they'll stick the chili and cheese in it. And then what I have here, because I've been craving something fresh, but I didn't know how the lettuce would be in my tooth. My teeth have been hurting, especially my tooth, because my sinuses are just kicking my butt. So I've been medicating, and it's getting better, but the trade-off is that I'm more tired than usual. So I have the insomnia, and then I sleep, I get up, I feel more groggy than I normally do. Oh my God. These are heirloom tomatoes that my daughter, the tree, it's still alive. It's hanging on. Well, these are so good. These are the ones that stay in the pot. Yeah, these are canister ones. Anyway, and so that's all you do. And it's super good. Super, super good. I use Velveeta. I could have used more cheese, but I cheated and put the chili in the microwave. I put the cheese in the microwave. I really should put the cheese on the stove so I could watch it, because it boiled over, because I add milk to it in it instead of water. So some of it's still in the microwave. I have to soak it when I get done filming. But Sheba, besito. I may have to put you on pause if they don't stop. Stop. You're already in trouble. What I bought, and it's a little bit more expensive than buying the bigger block of cheese, but if you're one that's going to take a while to eat it, and I bought it so that I could monitor myself, because this is already bad enough for you, is, I'm sure you've seen it on TV, but I don't know if you've seen it up close. It's the mini blocks, and what you get is 5 individually wrapped, and I forgot, it's too small, I don't have my glasses. It's 5 individually wrapped blocks. See? And that is 1 block in here with some cheese. And that should have been enough because it's a pretty big block, y'all. I mean, compare it to my mouse, if y'all have a mouse. See? It's a pretty big block. So, and I just added water, but like I said, it bubbled over, so now I'm going to have to chisel. And this is like $6.28. So it's because of the packaging that you're really buying, the extra money. But if it's going to save me a little bit of calories, I mean, when you're eating this, you don't really care. But for those of you that, you know, small chunks at a time, you don't want this artificial cheese all the time. Pull it out I'm not even drinking soda. Pull out a block, melt it for over your broccoli, or like this, or over some potatoes. So you don't have to keep that big old hunk and worry that it's going to dry out in the fridge. I just thought it was a really good idea, y'all. And I really like it. It's, like I said, it's pricey. You might save it in the long run. You might waste the rest of that big block of cheese, you know. Got an email from YouTube. My Jack in the Box. I think it was my Jack in the Box one, my sardine one was the first 3. Mukbang 55, and I can't remember which one that was. And then recently my nacho one. Well, one of the 3 I was able to monetize again. Didn't get notification. I think it was the sardine ones that it was ready for monetization. But my sardine ones, they said it's ready for activation for monetization. So I don't know if they did it or if I have to go back. I didn't check. I wanted to get this video rolling. But that was like 2 months, y'all. I knew I hadn't done anything wrong. It's so good. I'm trying to eat slow, y'all, so forgive me, but the tooth is good. The teeth don't hurt, but I guess because this one's already cracked, the sinuses are really making that one sore. I think they might have gotten aggravated because I went to go see, I think it was a Monday. Some really old friends of mine, and I don't mean old as an age, longtime friends of mine, I guess I should have said, invited me to a barbecue, and I went, because my sinuses were, you know, like I had told you on video, it's not bad, but he smokes. And I'm not allergic to cigarette smoke normally. And we were outside. Of course, I was getting some of it. And he asked me, did it bother me? And I said, no, because I didn't realize It was screwing with my sinuses because by the time I get home, I felt really stuffed up, and then the next morning, that's when the tooth really started real bad, or right as I was trying to go to bed, go figure. And that's the only thing that I could think of what happened. So, I'm like, oh man, already going against my every other. I think it's been 4 days since I filmed, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm determined to stay on a schedule. I really want to film, but I don't want to just eat mashed potatoes. There's a big old plate of mashed potatoes and gravy. Nice mini raviolis, anything that was super soft, just to give the jaw a break. Good, good, good. A little bit of fresh with this heavy, hitting the spot. Joni got the situation taken care of, but it wore me out because I had errands to run, and it wore me out. So the next couple of days I'll get out again. I'll take care of your request. But for myself, I got something else in mind than what you suggested. I think you'll be pleased. One of my old videos, I discussed a subject with y'all of how I hurt my eye. I don't know, some of you newbies probably haven't gone back and watched a lot of my old videos, which is cool. It's kind of daunting. I have like over 100 videos up now. It was a question that prompted me to think about telling the story again. So those of you that have heard it, if you'll indulge me, and for those of you who haven't, I'll tell you the story. My soon-to-be ex-wife Hey, boo boo. Hey, boo boo. You're a good boy. Lost her parents within 14 months of each other, and it was her father that she lost first. Soon to be ex. You shouldn't mind me telling this story because I've told the story before you and I split. So they can go back and look, so you shouldn't have a problem with it. Anyway, we had gotten word that some things came on kind of suddenly, and so we kind of dropped everything and went. If I'm remembering correctly, I was already in the hospital when we got there. So, and he already wasn't doing well. So, needless to say, we spent a lot of time up at the hospital. Traveling already kicks behind me, but I knew I wanted to be with her. Got special permission from my warden, as I was still working for the state then. And my fibro hadn't got too awfully bad. But traveling and things like that, fatigue, those chairs in the hospital. People were noticing. Her son offered to take me back to the wife's brother, my brother-in-law's house where we were staying. Stubborn me, no, I'll stay, because I felt guilty because I was there for her. I wanted to be there for her. That's why my job let me be there for her, because technically, hang on just a second, y'all. I'm back. I don't know if the people next door are moving. It seemed like friends were renting the duplex like all together, so I think that's what they're barking at. I heard voices, so. Anyway, I didn't go home to rest. I pretty much went back and forth as often as the wife was going. I was getting exhausted. So, one of the nights we go home, and I'm just very tired. Very tired, very exhausted. So we had barely gotten to bed, and we got the call. Her father had passed and everything. So the next day, and that was like past midnight, so we went to sleep and woke up in the same day. It was the day before Halloween, 2014, I believe. Yeah. They get up, we all get up, and they want to go to the parents' house and get photographs for the funeral. That's only something the siblings would do, so I stayed behind, and my stepson took the opportunity to go see some cousins, took the wife and the baby to go see one of the cousins, and he invited me to go with, but I thought I'd use that opportunity to go to sleep, to catch up on sleep. I said, no, you go ahead and go. So they left. I hadn't been very long. I left my phone upstairs because they lived in a townhouse. Bottom floor had the front and the back door, stairs to go upstairs, one bedroom and a bathroom, which is where we stayed in the one bedroom. It was a 2-bedroom place. Second floor was everything else. Well, living room, kitchen, dining room, balcony, and then upstairs was a study area and then the brother-in-law's bedroom. So I left my phone up there because in my brain I'm thinking, okay, I'll go downstairs, go to the bathroom, come back up the stairs, get a little bit to eat, and then go back downstairs and get a nap. Why didn't just stay? Because I had to go pee, I guess. So I went downstairs, and the way the stairs are, you had to go down a flight of stairs, you hit a landing, so you go down the flight of stairs, and then you go back the landing, and then you go back down the other set of stairs. Well, I remember stumbling down the first set, but I held onto the railing, and it wasn't like I almost fell. I just kind of, oh, I'm like, what? Because my legs were tired. They were heavy and they were tired, and I wasn't as heavy as I am now. Doesn't mean I was svelte either. So I stood up and I was like, wow, I'm sure I'm tired. Walked to the top of the other set of stairs, started to go down, and that's the last thing I remember. I remember feeling the sensation of falling, and then I remember hitting my face on the tile floor. I remember hitting it, and I remember feeling my head bounce. I saw stars. I don't think I passed out, because I remember thinking, don't pass out or you're going to die. That's what I kept telling myself. I felt warm. I put my hand up. There's like, I'm bleeding here. And then, you know, like, don't pass out or you're going to die. And so I forced myself to stand up. Well, swelling's taken over, so it's starting to get numb. So I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe it's not as bad as I think. No, the downstairs area is pretty small because the rest of the square footage is their garage, 2-car garage, 1-car garage. Anyway, their garage. So I staggered the 2 feet to the bathroom and I flipped the light on, and it is just a mess. If I can get, not that y'all really want to see it, but I'm not a bloody mess, just the eyes messed up. I'll put a picture of it somewhere in here. So I said, oh my God, it was horrible. So I said, I gotta get help. So I staggered over to the back window because they're on a square block, and there's a road right behind, and if you don't have parking in the front, you can park in the back. That's where they were parked. They had a baby, and they're always slow in leaving. So I looked past the curtain, and there they are. I swear to you, they're like maybe 10, 12 feet away. Just like those movies, the scary movies, y'all, or somebody's banging out through the window like hell and people are just walking by acting like they don't hear. And I thought, that's so fakey. Of course you would hear that. No, they couldn't hear me. I could see that my daughter-in-law, she's looking straight ahead, and I'm right here. She's looking straight ahead. She's got her sunglasses on, and then she looks over at my stepson and looks straight ahead. And I'm banging on the window. There's blood on the window now. I thought, oh my God, I need to get help. Well, the way they are in Houston is he had the only key, and they locked me in. They locked the deadbolt. I had no way to get out. I had no key to unlock the doors. So my legs are hurting. I stumble up the stairs, grab the phone, and I'm crying, oh my God, come back in, come back in. I fell down. So he said he comes in, he looks on the floor, there's blood everywhere. You know, I had been bleeding. So he starts calling my name, and I'm like, I'm upstairs. By that time, I have ice and a paper towel on my eye trying to get swelling down. I hear him, what happened? I turn around and move the thing. He's like, oh my God. So he takes me to the closest emergency room. Hospital from hell. Let me tell you. He takes me there, and my daughter-in-law's going like, oh my God, oh my God. Now, my grandson's sitting in the carrier right next to me, really young, so I'm trying not to scare him, keeping my head turned, trying not to pass out. Was treated very poorly in the emergency room. They took my stepson, took my insurance card and everything because he had me in a wheelchair, gave it to them, or somebody gave it to them because the wife had come almost right away, like right as we were pulling up. So I don't know if he took me downstairs or she did. One of them got me inside because you had to go down this ramp. One of them gave them in the emergency room my insurance card. They lost information. Had a big old bruise on my arm. And I went in there. And I remember telling him, be careful because that's a bruise. And guess what? He grabbed the bruise and I pulled him away. He was pissed. He got pissed at me. I said, yelled at him and I said, I told you to be careful. I'm hurt right there. So they had me down as knee injury. So with my face all messed up, they set me out in the waiting room. Hour and a half. And we go into the fast track part of it. I think most emergency rooms have them now. People are in there for flu or cold-like symptoms, minor things. They go into the fast track. And then you have the actual emergency room on the other side. I didn't know this till later. All right, we finally get in there. They can't put me on the examining bed because there is a wadded up, bloody, dirty sheet still on the bed. So I stay in the wheelchair. Some PA comes bebopping in, like, you know, so what do we have here? So I move the towel, and he literally jumps back and goes, oh my God, they have you down as knee injury. Yeah. Well, now it's important to put a neck collar on me. Anyway, they leave us there. They're missing patients because they keep coming in there asking me my name, and I could hear, because we were in a curtained area. And I hear, well, where's patient so-and-so? I don't know. Well, they were over here. Hey, let me check. So that asked me my name again. And before long, it all gets real quiet in there. And we don't hardly hear anybody in there. So some lady, really small lady, comes in there. She's not in scrubs or anything. And she goes, well, why did they leave you back here? She said, there's nobody back here. She goes, here, let me take you to the emergency room side. Really? Oh. Make a long story a little bit shorter because it's already long. They tell me that I cracked the orbital floor. Right here. I cracked the orbital floor. I cracked it, made the eye socket fall back, and the muscle or the eyeball, the tendons or whatever, were stuck in the crack. Now, I'd already been treated real poorly. I wanted my hospital in my hometown to look after me, but I had the option of transferring. But they're all, no, time is of the essence. We really should get it done. But no, it was like 5 in the morning. It was like 5 in the morning. My wife's like, it's up to you. So I'm like, no. I said, we'll go ahead and let them do it since they have to do it. Now, they said by 8 a.m. By this time, that's a Friday. I didn't get surgery until 5 p.m. that same Friday. I would have had plenty of time to go back to my own hospital. So they put the metal plate in there and everything. Spent the weekend in the hospital. My wife, I'll give it to her. Well, we're having issues now, but on this occasion, she refused to leave my side. And I told her, I don't know when I'll get out of here, but you're going to the funeral. I'm not doing that. So, I was able to leave during the day on Sunday, and they had a viewing that Sunday night, which she was able to go to, and then they had the funeral Monday, and then we came home. But I got the usual follow-up with an ophthalmologist, your primary, whatever. And, but, oh, I know what I wanted to say before I drifted off. No, the wife, I did say it. The wife was very strong and had my back. Said I was a very difficult patient. You don't believe that, do you? Kind of was. I ain't even gonna lie. So we come back home and we follow up. She gets me my appointment and primary sees my face. It's like, oh my God. So I'm still swollen, and right away I got appointments, and I saw the optician first, not another surgeon. He says there's a problem with my eye. He says, this swelling shouldn't be here. And it took a while to get to the ophthalmology because even though it's a big hospital, appointments, you know. So he said, you should already be reducing swelling. I said, there's something else going on here. He said, this is secondary. Well, I already have, this was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and I had already had an appointment with the surgeon for the Friday, that same Friday. He just have him check my notes. He's going to want to do a CT scan on this. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, why can't you order it? But, you know, I'm just trying to go with the flow. So, I see the surgeon. He's like, yeah, we got to see what's going on in here. He said, the ophthalmologist or whoever, I saw the eye guy, he said, he's right, it shouldn't have this swelling. So, I had made sure I did 2 appointments. The Friday and the following Friday, I had 2 appointments. So we did the CT scan that Friday, and I assumed I was going to see him the following Friday to get the results. On Monday, I get a call from the surgeon's secretary, and mind you, this is plastic surgery. I guess because it's the eye. That's the surgeon I saw. He's chief of plastic surgery, so I got lucky. But she's calling me saying, yeah, we need to get you in pre-op so that for your surgery on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm like, what? I was like, what? And she says, yes, ma'am. And I said, really? Well, we could wait. I said, no. If he's that urgent that he thinks it needs to get done, I said, then let's get it done. I said, I just wish I could talk to him to find out what's going on. But I'm going to do whatever. So I'll be damned if not like 5 or 6 o'clock. So she and I set things up, pre-op and all that. By 6 o'clock that evening, he called me at home, the surgeon. And said, whoever did the surgery the first time put the plate in wrong. Because what they had to do is put this titanium plate, and the first surgeon said it was guitar pick shape. Turns out, all that surgeon did was glue it down. And so that's what's causing the swelling and stuff. So they did another surgery. He said, we can wait and see. I said, no. If you think, let's do it, because I don't, you know. So I ended up having surgery again on Wednesday or Thursday. What ended up happening is, because the first surgeon put the plate in incorrectly, it was pressing up against the bottom muscle, cutting off oxygen supply, killing it, and that's why I had permanent double vision. And now, because for months I had to keep the left eye closed, I couldn't do anything that was going to put pressure on the eye socket. No bending over, no picking up anything heavy. I mean, I had to have the wife put my underwear on and stuff like that. So that's what caused the eye damage. And now, when you have fibromyalgia, you warriors know it makes you off kilter for some reason. Makes you stumble. So I've got a lot of things against me. I'm heavy, so that makes you wobble. I got fibro, which makes you unsteady on your feet. And with this eye damage, even with the glasses on, sometimes the ground, especially if it's uneven, kind of shifts, and it feels funny, and I'm very careful and afraid. And now the psychologist, because I've been depressed before, and fibro causes depression, I had to see a psychologist to get disability, and he says I have PTSD because stairs now terrify me. Large crowds, not so bad now, but in the beginning, it scared the hell out of me because I was afraid they'd bump me and I'd fall down and hurt my eye. And even now I get anxious, like in the grocery store and stuff, I get anxious. I thought they're going to knock me down, I'm going to hurt my eye. So, it was hard to explain to people what it feels like to have double vision. These glasses, if I give them to a normal vision person and they put these glasses on, it causes them to have double vision. Because it's like a prism. It's carved out inside. You can't see it when you take them off and look at them. But there's prisms cut into it that tricks your eye into seeing one image. And it only works looking straight ahead. Well, I've had them for so long that I can kind of look far to the right or far to the left. It hurts to go far to the left. And I still see one image. But I'm kind of turning my head, so I'm still looking through the middle. Driving is interesting. I have to kind of turn my whole body so that I can see what's coming. The only time these glasses come off is I'll keep them on, and right before I put my head down, I'll take them off. And as soon as I get up, they go right back on. In the bathtub, I'm soaking in the bathtub, they're on. I take them off to wash my hair, I take them off to wash my face. And before I'm even done anywhere else, they go right back on. And when I take them off, and the question, what prompted me to talk about my eye injury, is the person said, why do you, every time you take your glasses off to clean them, you shut your left eye? And that's wrong. And it's automatic that this one gets shut because it's shut for so long. And because it was closed for so long, outside is really bright for me. It kind of hurts the eyes, so I try to wear sunglasses whenever I can. But I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful that I still have the eye to look out of, even though I can see two. So, I think it took longer to recover because of the fibro. Made the fibro worse. Made my body health worse because I'm already sedentary, too sedentary, and that's why I always tell y'all, some of it, don't do like me, because I can't do anything that will make me hurt on purpose. So I sit around a lot, and I try to force myself, like trying to keep the plants watered keeps me moving. I haven't killed too many of them. Having to let the dogs out, having to feed the dogs keeps me mobile. My mom has me over for dinner frequently, so that keeps me mobile. So, but I had to go to the physical agility test, and I was already scared because I'd gone back to work, and my fibro was so bad. I used to work the central control area a lot at the prison that I worked at, and that's where you issue keys and handcuffs and just, riot gear and weapons, firearms. And after 5 p.m. you become the switchboard also. If you have an inmate that needs medical attention, you're the one that has to call 911 and all of that. So very important job. And I remember being terrified because when I got back to work, my fibro had gotten so bad that my fog, I couldn't remember some key numbers. I couldn't, because each key ring, it has a number on it. And you correlate that when you check them out, yada, yada. I couldn't remember some of the key numbers. I couldn't remember some of the switchboard extensions to some of the offices and buildings. I had to use the address book or our phone log, and same thing with the key log. And I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. All the floodlights that you have to have in a penitentiary when the lights go out, when the sun goes down, because of the prisms, bright lights, if I see one set, like I'm looking at those lights and I see a second set below it, and that's rainbow color. So can you imagine all the lights in a prison and then the extra set of lights? So, and within weeks, I was going to have to go for a physical agility test that you have to pass. And I already struggled the year before, which is why it was real frustrating, because I was determined that I wasn't going to ever have to struggle that much again. So I thought, I have a year that I can take my time, train slowly, so that I don't overdo it. I had lost already like 15 pounds. And it was on the way down, and then her father got sick, and we ended up going to Houston, and I ended up getting hurt, and then just, I'd undone what little bit training I had gotten done, and then add on to that more sedentary behavior, because I really couldn't do anything that would, strain the eye. So, that's when the wife and I had a discussion, and I said, I can't pass this test. And I'm terrified of not being able to be fit enough that if something were to have happened at the unit. And I'm going to stop here. It's just chit-chatting now till I say goodbye. I don't have hardly anything left, mostly Fritos, most of the chili's gone and stuff. The tooth is starting to ache in the whole jaw area because I haven't taken any medicine today. So, as I got up late and then I had to take care of some business. But anyway, I couldn't promise that I could help if something happened. Now, because of the type of prison it was, the likelihood of something happening was super low, much lower than at a regular penitentiary. But there was always that chance. And I could not live with myself if something had happened to another officer and it was because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't represent. Knock the glasses off and I'm done. So that's when we made the decision for me to go ahead and quit. So I hated it. I still hate it. I miss it. I have a lot of officers on my Facebook. And, I see them, and this week is Correctional Officer Week. And so, thank a correctional officer, maybe post something about it being Correctional Officers Week. That's nationwide. It's not just Texas. Because we hang around convicted felons all day long, and we know it. And in Texas, we have 3 ounces of pepper spray. That's it. No billy club or riot baton or anything like that. Our mouth and that little bit of gas, the pepper spray. And if the person is a longtime drug addict, that pepper spray is going to do nothing but make them mad. And so that's why when some of my friends post who are not corrections officers post about, I got my pepper spray, just get some pepper spray. If they've got sinus issues, all that's going to do, especially if they're drug addicts and they like the nose candy, it isn't even going to faze them. So you spray, you better spray and run. So, I miss it so bad because I was good at it. God dang it, I was good at it. I felt accomplished at the end of the day. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of frustrating days where you wanted to go home and kick the tires, but overall, a very rewarding job, very difficult job. I miss it. So, a post came up, Anna Maria, who's been updating us weekly on Sarah Jane, although her mom Dee Dee has been doing an excellent job in my comments about updating. I told her in one of her comments, I said, I was looking for an update. And I just saw something about, she said something about I got an update, so I don't know if it's publishing now or It's uploading now or something. I couldn't read that small. So y'all go check her out and see if we've got an update. Hoping we still have forward progress. Y'all, please, please, I know that issues and announcements and stuff get their 15 minutes of fame, and then attention kind of dwindles from the subject or person, and I don't want that to happen, because Sarah Jane isn't out of the woods. She's not home. And we need to continue to pray for her and send positive vibes so that she can get her strength back and get her to where at least she's home and resting, because there's no place like home when you have to recover. But she can't come home until her strength builds. So let's please continue to pray for her and send her positive vibes. Anna Maria, your updates are important, and I'm sending people your way so that they can watch you. I'm hoping they'll also subscribe to you. You seem like a sweet lady. So I'm wondering if you saw my Walmart video now. I mentioned you in the beginning and the end because I bought some of those pickled chips that you had in your Target snack when you were in the car. I didn't see the carrots, but then I didn't go to it happened to come up when it wasn't even pickle related when I saw it. It was something else, and the pickles came up. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this mukbang. Hope the Frito pie wasn't too boring for you, but it is a staple for us Texans, especially for those of you that go to ball games. Like I said, football is very important to us, not just pro football, but high school football is like seriously important. All you Texas mukbangers or Texas viewers, back me up in the comments now. God bless everyone. Positive vibes out to each and every one of you. Remember to always be kind. And I will talk to you real soon. Bye.